Welcome to this Sunday afternoon edition of the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Thanks for joining us. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First for the Trailblazers, Lillard and Matthews pair up in the backcourt. And playing at the center position, one of the Lopez twins out of Stanford, 7-foot banger, Lopez. Then there's Batum, and it's Aldridge in at the 4 spot. And then for Houston, Beverley and Harden man the backcourt. And it's center the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Wright. Then there's Parsons, and it's Jones in at the 4 slot.
Well, it's pretty obvious, guys. Portland has a lot of young talent, but the defensive effort has to get better. The intensity, the concentration at that end of the floor has to grow, which is always tough with a young team, but to get better, it's going to have to start with defense there.
Now here's Matthews, just 4 to shoot, and the rebound goes to Howard.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Parsons passes to Harden. Dishes to Jones. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Portland finishing second to last in opposing team shooting percentage, Clark. Yeah, that's interesting. Defense, something that usually needs to be learned in the NBA, and the Blazers were a young team last season, Steve, and easily a team learning game by game.
Yeah, youth or not, though, Kevin. I mean, 48% against you defensively in terms of field goal percentage. That can't happen. So a lot of improvement in store for this Portland team. They really have to lock in on the defensive end.
Now here's Batum. Lillard gets the screen from Lopez. Lillard against Harden, and Lillard kicks to Aldridge. And that one's good.
Well, his body control is what I notice. I think that jumps off the page when you watch him play. Even with the defender draped all over him, he's able to find a way to get to the rim and get the shot to go in.
And one other thing, I like his vision when he's posting up. Being able to score down there is just part of being an effective post player. You got to punish him for doubling up on you, too.
And Nicholas Batum with the slam.
Terrible transition defense there.
I think it would have been pointless, Steve. There was no way anybody was beating him to the basket there. One of the rare statistical feats you'll ever see in the NBA was accomplished by Nicholas Batum last season. In a December game, he tallied a 5-by-5. 5 points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Now, here's Lillard. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
And that call gets an instant reaction from the fans.
Well, that's a whistle that did not go over very well.
Beverley. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah. Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin. And I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
This game's going to take a big swing. Clark, if the D continues to clear out like that and give up easy dunks.
Yeah, that's the kind of defense we expect to see in a blowout, Kevin, or even an exhibition game, not a close game like this.
Look how frustrated Steve is over there.
Well, you know what, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. I just like that he didn't choose to just lay it up there. I mean, he threw it down with force.
Lillard attacking. He feeds it to Aldridge. Working on Jones. Shot, high post. 5 to shoot. The offensive rebound. The Rockets have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, guys, the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers gave me just a couple of minutes. They are going up against arguably the toughest center the NBA has to offer in Dwight Howard. One problem that Howard poses is his ability to send shots away on the defensive end. He told his players to be fearless and not think twice about taking shots, saying, A lot of the D. Howard plays is mental. He just has shooters second-guessing. He might have them third-guessing, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Lillard. The Rockets making the shot. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Well, Blazers coach Terry Stotts is a branch on the tree of head coach George Karl, and that's a pretty good tree to be on. In his playing days, Karl coached Stotts in the CBA, and actually Stotts had a pretty good career in Europe.
Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Give and take, back and forth the whole way thus far.
Yeah, 6 lead changes already, and as Rasheed Wallace once said, both teams playing hard, my man.
A shot by Batum, no good. And for Terry Stotts, after his playing days, he coached as an assistant under George Karl, both in the CBA and then with the Sonics and the Bucks.
And over 2 decades of coaching experience, Kevin. This is his 6th season overall as an NBA head coach. Remember, he coached the Hawks as well as the head man. But I thought he did a nice job with Portland last season.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding. They are piling up the assists.
Now, here's Lillard. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Damian Lillard was really a steady floor general, guys. I think we still have a lot to see as to how much of a playmaker he'll become. Remember, he was the man in college. Without a lot of other scoring options to rely on, he carried Weber State offensively. And I think that's going to serve him well throughout the rest of his NBA career. More point guards have to be able to score as well as run the team in the way the league is playing now.
Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Portland. Parsons dishes to Jones. No good from Beverley.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Lillard outside. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. And Damian Lillard last season, Steve, averaging 6.5 assists a game.
And those numbers should get better because, you know, Lillard's going to get better. The Blazers will continue to add to their roster. They had one of the worst benches in the league last season. So if you put a couple more scores alongside Lillard, those assist totals will go up.
I think Clark's right. We'll have to see in time how his playmaking develops.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Parsons for 3. No good. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Jones against Lillard. Passes it to Matthews. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
Wes Matthews was undrafted out of Marquette back in 2009, but he ended up not only making the team in Utah, but starting as a rookie for the Jazz. He solidified himself as a quality wing in this league, and he's a tough defender who can make the outside shot, and you always know what you're going to get from him at both ends of the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Asik comes in for Dwight Howard. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Terrence Jones. Now here's Lin. Feeds to Beverley. Here's Harden on the wing. Off target from 3-point range. And Clark, you talked about the toughness for Wes Matthews until last season. You know, Steve, he had never missed a game.
250 straight games to start his career. He's battled through pain to always try to get the job done for his teammates. One of my favorite players in the league. Just a tough, physical player who can knock down threes. Somebody you want on your squad.
His dad played in the NBA for a while.
That's right.
They get it back. Robinson. It's good. This game is all even. Robinson's got his first basket of the night.
These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Wow, this has been a thriller. I mean, the way these teams are battling, just going back and forth.
Would you like to bet that this game may end on a buzzer beater? How much would you bet?
And that one's good.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
Rockets have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting.
Well, it certainly had the makings of a great story. Harden versus his old team, the Rockets coming back with a big Game 5 win. If they could get Game 6, they'd be able to force that final 7th game and maybe pull off the upset. but it wasn't meant to be.
Now Matthews, after Jeremy Lin's three-pointer that didn't go. Here's Aldridge. He dishes it to Robinson. And that misses. That would have put him up. The Rockets shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Well, going back to the Rockets in the postseason, a lot of people had them picked to get steamrolled. But, Steve, they put up a solid fight and really turned some heads with how they played.
Well, the easy answer was because of the Westbrook injury. That's how Houston was able to really take Oklahoma City deep into that series. But I think there's more to it than that. The Rockets have tremendous offensive firepower. I think they're gaining momentum as a franchise. And heading into this year, I think they're one of the scariest teams in the conference.
Jarrell Wright's checked in for the Trailblazers. Williams comes in for Damian Lillard. Williams, that's for two. Jump shot is good that time. And so it's Houston with it. And Beverley kicks to Lynn. Lynn gets a screen from Asik. Pass to Casspi. Beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. A second chance effort. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Rockets making a switch here. Garcia's checked in. And so here's Portland. Trailing by 2. Williams kicks to Matthews. Back to Williams. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net. Rockets have gone an even 50% from the field. They are 7 of 14 for the game. Lynn kicks to Montejunas. The pass to Casspi. They set the pick. Leads him in there. Right side Garcia. Puts one up from 19. And Wright pulls it down.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Williams passes to Matthews. Five on the clock. Williams inside the line. And Portland again with the bucket. Here is Lynn. To the paint. Tipped. Matthews with it. Wright outside. He kicks it to Williams. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Portland.
And some great drives to the bucket for them to this point, guys.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
And Williams drops them both.
You know, the Blazers found themselves, guys, near the bottom of the West last season, and typically when that happens, you struggle against the rest of the conference, and that was certainly the case for Portland.
And here's Portland. They're on a 15-6 run. And here's Matthews. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 6. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Williams has got 10 points. Portland did have their problems, as you said, Clark, against the West. A big part of it was late in the season. They were beat up and lost their last 13 games of the year. Steve, mostly those losses coming to Western teams. Well,
that was a big slide for them. And, you know, they probably made their 18-34 mark in the conference seem probably a little worse than it should have. But, look, they were out of the playoffs. They lost their edge, and they were playing a lot of young people. I think this is a team that has a chance to make a big comeback. And that's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Rockets trail by 9. The dish to Casspi. Outside, Garcia. Garcia off the pick from Asik. And Garcia kicks to Asik. Another miss by Houston.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
Now here's Williams. He's got 10. Now the feed to Batum. Shot clock at 5. Shot from 12. Here's Robinson. Soft touch off the glass. And now an 11-point Trailblazer lead.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
I think it's time to make some adjustments defensively, Clark. I mean, what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Asik dishes to Garcia. On Eunice. Now Asik. Garcia goes in. Kicks it to Casspi. It's blocked. Here's Matthews. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. It's the Trailblazers up by 11. And the second quarter. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And Steve and Clark, Trailblazers pretty much in control here.
And the defense has been key in building this lead. They've really clamped down hard.
They've done a nice job, Steve. I think challenging every shot, a hand up on every shot.
Back to Williams. The kick out to Wright. Offline with his 3. Rockets trail by 11. Right side, Lynn. Let's go. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Lynn's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Rockets.
You know, with all the hype that Linsanity got during Jeremy Lin's breakout season, it didn't really do him any favors on the court. In fact, I think you could easily argue that he's been playing with a target on his back for opposing guards who would like to have a big game rather, against a star like Lynn.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, the Portland Trailblazers, for a team that lacked for depth and shot creators last season, it was an encouraging summer. In the draft, taking C.J. McCollum with the 10th pick, Cal Berkeley's Alan Crabbe with the 31st, and then they signed Jarrell Wright and trade for Robin Lopez and Thomas Robinson. The first 3 provide outside shooting and scoring. Robinson, a promising young rebounder, and Lopez poised to claim the starting role for center. Guys, with a relatively young team looking to grow, it was a great offseason for the Blazers.
It certainly seemed like they improved this offseason. Thanks, Doris. Portland shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. And getting back to Jeremy Lin, I think with the attention he got in his breakout season, it also brings players wanting to measure themselves against you, saying, let's see how good this guy really is.
Yeah, that's part of it. But I think if you ask Jeremy, he'd rather be playing and having that challenge than, have it the way it was before when nobody knew who he was or really respected his game.
Harden kicks to Lynn. Good on the triple. Lynn's got 7 now in this quarter.
Now they're finally starting to shoot the ball a little bit better now.
You know, I thought this was the kind of play they needed in the first quarter, but as I always like to say, it's better late than never.
Williams against Land. Williams passes to Lopez. Tries again, and the layup is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
Well, something special about him, guys, is just how good he is at winning the so-called second shot game, going hard to the offensive glass, salvaging points with his putbacks.
And he really is a tough guy to go up against because he throws his weight around so often and with reckless abandon. I mean, it can really wear you down physically.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
You know, the Rockets did a lot to make over their backcourt last season as they brought in 2 big names in Jeremy Lin and James Harden. That's not always an easy adjustment. It took a little time for both of those guys to figure out how to coexist in the pick-and-roll offense.
The Rockets making a switch here. Beverley's checked in. Harden dishes to Beverley. Parsons guarded by Wright. And stolen by Aldridge. And oh, here we go. Lillard's got it, the fast break chance. Williams kicks to Aldridge. And it's off the back rim, no good. And Clark, as you said, it took some time for this Houston backcourt to learn how to play with each other, but that is the case for any duo. Eventually, Steve, they found a happier medium, and that initiated some great offense between them.
Well, they were much more effective down the stretch last season, Kevin, and I thought it really showed in the way Lynn and Harden kind of played off of each other. So, a lot of teams, they seem to want to have that second option for bringing the ball up or for attacking. And it is very effective to have a couple of guys who can each attack and create.
Guys, it's no surprise that a young team like the Blazers found it difficult sledding on the road. Not quite the experience or edge needed to put together good performances on a nightly basis away from home.
It's Williams with the drive. That's good. Williams has got 12 points in the game.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
Harden the pass to Beverley. Nailed from three-point land. Well, for the Blazers, statistically, they played as close as you could ask for as to when they played at home, but they didn't really have the roster to protect the rim, and Steve forced turnovers, which is always a big help on the road.
Yeah, their interior defense was a problem last year. A lot of teams just ate them up, particularly when Portland would go out on the road. That's one of the reasons they finished 11-30. You have to be able to defend at a high level to win away from home.
The Trailblazers have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
Well, you look back at a season ago, this is a club that made 78% of its shots from the free throw line, so very comfortable with that strike.
Yeah, they had the kind of success from the line that would make any coach breathe a sigh of relief, guys. That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
Lillard dishes to Aldridge. Jones knocks it loose, but they get it back. They get it back.
Most of the time, that shot will go down, or the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
And stolen by Wright. Williams with the ball, now guarded by Beverley. Ball stolen. 4-on-1, and they're running. Here's Harden. Portland grabs the miss. Lillard's got his 3rd rebound tonight, and there's the call on Howard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Outside Williams. Back to Aldridge. Clock at 6. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Williams with another miss. Gets trailed by 11. And here comes Parsons leading the fast break. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
You look at Harden's career, he was a gifted scorer at Arizona State, but with a slow start in his rookie season, and playing with 2 of the best players in the league in Oklahoma City, people seem to forget that he's always been a player who can light it up.
Harden hits them both. And James Harden, the first ever draft pick by the Oklahoma City Thunder after the move from Seattle, certainly. To see him go so soon in his NBA career as he was reaching stardom had to be tough for fans, and we know Clark certainly for his teammates.
I agree wholeheartedly there, Kevin. And think of all the fans who wore fake beards on their faces, even buildings in OKC with beards adorning them. So Harden wasn't just a great player, his image was almost a mascot for the team as well.
Well, look at Steve, Clark. He's got the fake Harden beard on right now next to us. I mean, geez.
Beer the beard.
That's good. 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
They've been so efficient in the paint in this game. That's an area they've totally dominated.
You know, once they ID'd the edge they had inside, they just continued to attack it.
And Parsons kicks to Beverley. A three-pointer is right on target. Beverley's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Now he's hit a pair of 3 balls in this quarter, so he's starting to find his range.
Wright outside. He passes to Aldridge. Back to Wright. Outside Williams. It's blocked.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Harden kicks to Beverley. Pushes it down to finish the break. Out of this world, aerial skills for a guy of his size.
Kevin, that's what separates him from some of the other point guards around the league. The ability to rise and throw it down.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that spurs them on. Maybe sparks a little bit of a comeback here.
That's his second personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half. Tell you what, you've got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Wright. Here's Beverley, defended by Lillard. It's Howard with the drive. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, and when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
The first free throw is good.
Boy, you talk about a franchise having some terrible luck with injuries. Portland is certainly that team. A lot of emerging stars in Rip City have had their careers or tenure cut short because of injury. And the injury bug, once again, reared its head for Portland.
Omer Asik, he's checked in for Dwight Howard. Asik, the pass to Harden. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Lillard attacking. Rockets with the rebound. Asik's got his fourth rebound in this one. As you said, with the Blazers throughout the ages, they've had to deal with injuries to guys like Walton and Oden and most recently Roy. Unfortunately, Steve, starting over is something that they are used to doing.
But they are in a pretty good position to do so right now, Kevin. I think they've been really good in the draft the last couple of years. Obviously, they got a star in Damian Lillard that they can build around. To me, the key is LaMarcus Aldridge. Can they re-sign him? Can he be that dominant low-post guy in Portland for the next 5 or 6 years? He sure has the potential.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Guys, it might surprise you that when James Harden was back in college at Arizona State, he had an influence you might not guess. Former NBA player and coach Doug Collins, who often visited Phoenix. Harden said, quote, "He taught me a lot. He mentored me, told me I had to have a motor. I was nonchalant, just sort of chill. My sophomore year, the reason I came back to college was to learn to build my motor up. He was the reason for that." Guys, always great to have that kind of guidance along the way.
It certainly is. Thank you, Doris.
He's really dedicated himself, and we've seen the results on the court.
Wesley Matthews checked in for Portland. That's good. Asik's got his second basket of the night. Trailblazers leading by 8. Lillard with it, now guarded by Beverley. Back to Aldridge. Working on Asik. 6 on the shot clock. Up again, and Robinson throws it down. And the Trailblazers lead by 10.
Was there any doubt what he was going to do with that putback? Flush it down.
Oh, that's some energy we just witnessed right there.
And that's the kind of energy you need on the offensive glass. That's the only way to get it done.
Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Here's Beverley, defended by Lillard. Parsons' shot is off.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
Batum dishes to Matthews. Robinson kicks to Lillard. Launches a 3, and the basket good. Lillard's got 14.
Well, offensively, he's taken a solid opening quarter and just built on it here in the second.
Beverley, the pass to Yunus. The 3 from Harden. Gets it to go.
How about that for a response?
We will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
And Lillard kicks to Aldridge. Working on Asik. Puts up the baby hook. And the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
Yunus dishes to Harden. Here's Beverley. And Asik kicks to Parsons. Beverley drains the 3-pointer. Beverley's got 13 points in just this quarter.
They're having much more success here in the second. after missing on a few chances that they had earlier. They've locked in and zoned in here now.
Lillard attacking. On the wing, Batum. Back to Lillard. 4 on the shot clock. Asik comes up with the rebound. Asik's got 6 rebounds in the game. Dishes it to Beverley. And stolen by Lillard. Aldridge kicks to Lillard. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And something else he does is he's great off the dribble. He can take it to the rack or pull up. So as a defender, you don't know how to play him.
And Beverley kicks to Parsons. From deep, Harden. And good on the basket. Book it. Harden's got 19 points.
Man, he has been their unquestioned leader offensively this quarter.
Lillard outside. Great D that time from Beverley.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close. And, a great start for last season's Rookie of the Year, Damian Lillard, assuming the mantle of starting point guard for the Blazers and proving himself more than ready for the task. He played with a poise and maturity that you rarely see in young point guards in the NBA.
Matthews passes to Lillard. He feeds it to Robinson. Right side Robinson. Back to Lillard. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Houston. And for Lillard, it came a long way from being a lightly recruited player out of high school and being a star to small school Weber State to the number 6 pick in the 2012 draft and a day-1 starter for the Blazers.
But Kevin, he doesn't seem like the guy who's going to be satisfied with just winning Rookie of the Year. He's got more in store. He's got more on his mind, becoming an all-star, becoming a winner, and it's going to be important for him to continue to work on his game and develop.
Well, when we were riding over tonight in the car to the arena, you were saying I love his demeanor.
Yeah, and his work ethic, just the way he carries himself.
Second quarter ends in a tight one. Trailblazers lead by 3. Well, folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Damon.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Damon Bruce here with you for the halftime show. We've seen the Trailblazers slugging it out. A precision offensive attack, maximizing possessions. They're avoiding turnovers. It's just a beautiful game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. What a game we're seeing from Beverley.
Wow, the threes have just been dropping for him. Absolute dead-eye shooting in that first half.
Could not have been a more productive day for him from long range.
And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Trailblazers. It's Harden with the drive. Pass to Beverley. Fires the 3. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
The clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Monte Eunice. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
The Rockets turned a lot of heads last season, guys, as they got back into the playoffs after missing out the year before. A big part of that was how they played at home. It was very tough to beat in Houston.
And the Rockets, as you said, Clark, strong at home, and that can be seen in that record of 29-12. Just the kind of home record, Steve, you need to get into the playoffs.
And it was the way the Rockets played that was so impressive, Kevin. They attack the rim, and then they kick out and bomb a ton of threes. And I think that's the kind of attack, the kind of style that can really bring a friendly crowd and bring them to their feet. And I thought that the Houston fans got more and more animated as the season went on.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Batum with the ball. Now guarded by Parsons. Aldridge dishes to Batum. Lillard outside. Can't get it to go. And it's Houston the other way.
Now still a great start to the half. They're hitting their first three even before that miss. Outstanding job there to absorb the contact and guide it in.
That's how you impose your will against the defender. He came to play. Boy, guys, it was a tremendous all-star season for James Harden a year ago, and LeBron James declared Harden a superstar. No small praise from probably the best player in the world right now. And I think people are coming around to accepting that Harden really is a superstar player.
Lopez outside. Lets it fly. The rebound by Harden.
Now, he thought he could knock that one down, but the defense was really all over him.
Parsons on the wing. Back to Harden. Feeds it to Beverley. Kept alive. Goes back up. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge. That free throw missing.
You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
He hits the second from the line. And for Harden, signing a 5-year, $80 million extension with the Rockets last season, the Thunder felt they just couldn't afford to pay him that much with the luxury tax penalties looming ahead.
Well, they already had max players in Westbrook and Durant, so they didn't feel going forward that they could have 3 max guys. So Harden moves on to Houston. Turned out to be an excellent move for the Rockets. He played awfully well last year. Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Now a timeout called by Portland.
Well, good timeout, guys, because, you know, this has been a bad run for them. He's got to get his team back on the same page and executing well together.
Sometimes just getting to stop in the action can be enough to get a team back on track. There's something about that little pause in the intensity of the game that lets you refocus.
Now, here's Lillard, defended by Beverley. And Batum kicks to Lillard. From the high post, and that one's good. Lillard's got 8 here in the quarter. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, he's seen enough of this interior scoring that his defense is giving up. So the message during this timeout is to lock things up inside.
You know, sometimes a group can just get spaced out on defense. They're not connected and playing 5 as 1, and usually a timeout can help you refocus and recalibrate that defense.
And they have to mix it up defensively. That was just too easy.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Matthews, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Matthews has got his 3rd basket of the night. Harden the pass to Beverley. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Lopez has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Portland moving the ball around. Outside Matthews. Batum from the arc. And Jones pulls it down. Jones has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Parsons dishes to Beverley. Gets it to go. Beverley's got 22 points.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
And Lillard kicks to Batum. Back to Lillard. Outside Matthews. Shoots from the elbow, and the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there. Rockets trail by 7. It's Harden with the drive. Back to Howard. He dishes it to Beverley. And that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. He's got 25.
And that's his first 3 of the second half after really lighting it up beyond the arc in the first. Lillard with it, now defended by Beverley.
Pass to Matthews. 6 to shoot. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Harden kicks to Parsons. Back to Harden. Beverley the pass to Harden. And another 3 for Houston.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Here's Beverley. He's covered by Matthews. Now, here's Lillard. He's got 24. Right side, Aldridge. Trying his luck deep. And the rebound goes to Howard. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Harden defended by Lillard. That gives them the lead. 29 points for James Harden. Either side has relented a bit in this back-and-forth affair.
Well, 8 lead changes, Kevin, so far as the teams are battling it out here in the third.
That's all building towards what could be a great finish. This will be fun to watch.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Well, one more, and that's it. He'll be DQ, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
Lynn dishes to Garcia. Back to Lynn. Lets it go from deep. And another 3 for Houston.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
But the defense isn't making them earn it. I mean, those shots have just come on easy, open looks.
Here's Aldridge, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. Aldridge has got 4 points now in the quarter.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Lynn kicks to Casspi. Pass to Parsons. Outside, Lynn. Garcia. He's covered by Matthews. Garcia passes to Lynn. Fires from 14, and it's Houston with another.
Boy, it was a tough year for Portland, and a lot of that was because they didn't get much done in points in the paint. Not only did they not score in the paint, they gave up a lot of points in the paint as well.
Lopez, a screen on Lynn. Batum dishes to Lillard. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Fast break, here we go. Right side Garcia. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively, ready to react and make a play.
Well, Clark, you were talking about them giving up points in close. Perhaps the biggest issue Portland faced last season. Steve, they were dead last in the NBA when it came to that category.
Yeah, near the bottom of the league in blocks as well. You just don't win in this league without good interior defense. You have to be able to clog the paint and force outside shots and keep people from scoring. It seemed like it was a layup line against the Blazers last year. And what jumps out at you guys, the assist totals. I mean, they have been dominant in that category. It's the ball movement, the player movement, a great rhythm to their offense.
Clearly seems to me a different mindset between these teams.
A shot by Batum, no good.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
Now, not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important, and it's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now.
Well, you could, in some ways, call Chandler Parsons' first season a mild surprise, but he really accelerated things in his second season. He improved in all parts of the game and really showed he could be a top option for a team offensively. He's got such versatility, and his shooting range is unlimited.
Well, for Chandler Parsons last season, Steve, top 20 in minutes played, and he was more effective in his minutes. He really utilized every one of them well.
Yeah, he improved his shooting in every dimension, Kevin, from the field, from the outside, and especially from the foul line. upped his scoring rate dramatically. Really has made strides across the board.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Lopez. Wright comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Mo Williams subbed in for Damian Lillard. Here's Lynn. Now the pass to Casspi. Right side Garcia. And the powerful one-handed slam. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Williams kicks to Matthews. And Lynn comes to help. Right side Robinson. Rocket 6. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Howard's got 7 rebounds in the game. Garcia. He's guarded by Williams. And that one is hammered home.
I'm sensing, guys, this game really starting to swing their way.
To me, it seems like they're taking charge as their lead gets more and more comfortable.
Right side, Williams. And Nicholas Batum, the bucket on the assist by Williams. And it's 8 points for Nicholas Batum.
Well, I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Parsons sets a screen for Lynn with the lead pass. And Parsons gets it to go.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And, Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
He kicks it to Matthews. Matthews gets the screen from Robinson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Matthews having a good one. He's got 11 points and 2 steals as well.
You just can't find fault with anything he's done here. The effort, the energy, his production, his defense, it's all there.
All hustle, non-stop effort from him all over that 94 by 50-foot box.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Nicholas Batum. Rockets leading by 9. Here's Lynn. The dish now to Casspi. And a miss there on the triple. Portland's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And Williams, here we go. Back to Robinson. Can't cash in from close range. Houston's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Here's Williams. He's got 12. Back to Matthews. The feed to Williams. Teardrop shot. Solid defense there from Asik.
Boy, he blew the easy 2 by profile. Trying to look good. That's a bad decision and poor execution.
Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to... Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Houston.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
And they're also really getting out in transition and scoring some hoops in the fast break tonight.
Here's Lynn. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, the Rockets front office very influenced by advanced stats or sabermetrics, if you will. They revealed one thing that they think the league undervalues, and that's attack guards, ones who put pressure on a defense off the dribble. That's one more reason they pursued the slashing Jeremy Lin so strongly.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Matthews is checked in. Kicks to Williams. And right through it goes. Rockets leading by 9. Back to Jeremy Lin, a great penetrator, very active. Gets to the line. He's about as surprising a guy, Steve, as I can recall getting in the league and having putting a thumbprint on things.
Well, much more athletic than people give him credit for. Very explosive. He can get into the paint and really quick first step.
4 on the clock. No good. Great D that time from Batum. Trailblazers trail by 9. He passes to Williams. Blocked. Back to Batum. Left side, Batum. Dishes it to Williams. Second chance shot. Good on the jump shot. And so it's Houston with it. They've led by as many as 11 points. Parsons for three. Gets it to go. And the Rockets lead by 10.
Boy, what a half from the field they're having. They're going to extend that lead if they stay this high.
Well, they've taken it up another notch, Clark. Looking very confident out there.
Outside Williams. He feeds it to Matthews. And stolen by Parsons. Gives him the lead pass. That's good. And now it's a 12-point Rocket lead.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Williams against Lynn. Williams passes to Aldridge. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, one of the things you love about Aldridge is his offensive versatility. I mean, he's a big guy that's obviously a threat in the post, but he's really worked to make himself a threat from the elbows, the edges of that foul lane area, and he's quite dangerous there, too.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Rockets. His kicks to Harden. And another three for Houston.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Now timeout called by Portland. And going back to Aldridge, Clark, great skill, and for his size, you know, Steve, he can really move.
Good point, Kevin. Defenders try to front him in the post, and he'll continually roll right to the rim or across the lane to create a better passing angle for his guards.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, I had a chance to find out what the Trailblazers head coach was going over with his guys. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Thanks, Doris.
He could have tipped it home, but he wanted to give this crowd something to remember.
Dynamic work right there. Throw down that rebound.
Yes, sir.
No need to back it out if you're in position for the dunk.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
This is what this team is all about right here. They're forcing their way inside and having a lot of success. That's their identity. They're a pounded inside team, and that's what they're showing us.
Robinson a screen on Lynn. And Williams, here we go. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, some really terrific numbers for Mo Williams. He's got 16 points now and 3 assists as well. His success in the assist department is carried over to the free throw line.
Yeah, Clark, he's had a very steady hand from that line, and it's been an impressive all-around night.
And Williams drops them both.
That's a familiar sight. He hardly ever wastes his chances at the line. Cashes in regularly.
Matthews against Harden. Lynn. His 3-pointers off the mark. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Williams. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Williams has got 8 here in the quarter.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
That's an easy shot there. It's a shot that he should make more often than not.
Robinson sets a screen for Batum. On the wing, Williams. Right side, Williams. Lets it go. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Harden gets to Montezumas. Lynn. Another miss by Houston. Passes it to Williams. Feeds to Aldridge. Wesley Matthews on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Houston leading by 11. It's Harden with the drive. He dishes it to Howard.
Well, their worst fear came true. This is still anyone's ball game, but losing him into foul trouble will make it a lot tougher.
For the Trailblazers, Lopez comes in for Thomas Robinson, and Wright has subbed in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Terrence Jones has checked in for Monte Eunice.
Well, you know, for Dwight Howard, guys, I think it had to be a really tough decision to leave the Lakers, but ultimately he decided he just didn't like the fit that was carved out for him there. A disappointing performance for the team last season. There seemed to be a lot of infighting and drama and dysfunction. He just decided he was ready for a new start.
Jones in the post, guarded by Wright. The three. Lynn's shot is off. Trailblazers trail by 13. And for Howard last season with the Lakers, it was surprising how Kobe and even Mike D'Antoni publicly questioned Dwight when he sat out some games with injury, but we know that he was debilitated with various ailments all year long.
Yeah, that's normally not done, Kevin, certainly not in public anyway, and that may have been kind of the straw that broke the camel's back as far as Dwight's decision to move on from L.A. That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Lopez dishes to Williams. The shot, no good. And it's Houston the other way. And now here comes Jones leading the break. Lynn with it. Now Wright defending. Harden kicks to Parsons. Jones with the screen on Matthews. Pass to Jones. Parsons dishes to Harden. Buries the long-range jumper. Harden's got 16 points here in the second half.
He's absolutely killing it from outside.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Williams rejected by Lynn. Here's the three. Matthews with the rebound.
He's normally a really big threat from long range. Struggling right now. He might need to mix his game up a little bit.
To stop the drought.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy two.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
Victor Claver, he's checked in for Wright. Rockets leading by 14. Harden kicks to Lynn. Lynn gets a screen from Howard. Parsons on the wing. Back to Lynn. And stolen by Williams. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Matthews leading the charge.
I'll tell you what, he's enjoyed a very good day shooting the ball so far. He can bring them right back into this.
It's Harden with the drive. Here's Howard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Here's Williams. Back to Lopez. Outside Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Elbow shot is on the way. Here's Lopez. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity. He stayed with that play from start to finish.
Pass to Jones. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, on paper, he's not that big, but if you're a coach, you love the versatility Terrence Jones can present defensively. Because he's got that nice long wingspan that allows him to play bigger than he's listed.
Leonard, he's checked in for Portland. And for Terrence Jones, there were questions at Kentucky about his inconsistent motor. But his rookie season, I think, was pretty encouraging.
He showed some signs, Kevin. A solid rebound rate, skill level at that power forward position, the ability to face up and drive. He can shoot it a little bit from the outside. Very intriguing young player.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, for Nicholas Batum, a little bit of a lull in his shooting percentage last season. Certainly he garnered a lot of attention defensively because of how well he had played the year before. We'll see if he's able to rebound in his numbers this season.
Mo Williams is checked in for Leonard. Jones drives in. Harden kicks to Parsons. Beverley defended by Lillard. Poked away. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. From deep, Harden. And it's Portland with the rebound. And for Nicholas Batum, a solid long-range shot, Steve, with a quick release.
And he can really hurt you in transition as well, Kevin, with his ability to get out and run. I think the biggest improvement to come is his in-between game as far as attacking in the half court.
He's injury-prone, though, and I think that's a concern for the Blazers.
Yeah, but he can really run, and he's athletic.
He is. Howard with a screen on Lillard. Beverley, the pass.
Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
There he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
You know, the guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Here's Lillard. Can't hit. Excellent D that time from Jones.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing.
Lillard with it. And the layup is good. Lillard's got 30.
Boy, he's making it look really easy right now. I expect him to continue to run the offense through him until the defense makes him change plans.
Harden against Matthews. Harden kicks to Howard. The pass to Beverley for the three, and that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. Howard's got his 4th assist in this one.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Lillard attacking. There's the bucket. Good. Lillard's got 32 points in the game.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Here's Beverley. Good D by Lopez.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim. That's exactly what he can give you.
Matthews dishes to Lillard. Defended by Beverley. Batum passes to Lillard. Clock at 4. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Lillard's got 8 here in the quarter.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Portland. 1:02 left in the 4th quarter. Harden kicks to Parsons. In low to Howard. The dish to Jones. He kicks to Beverley. The feed to Harden. Fires for 3. Tries to save it. The shot is off. And it's Portland the other way.
And I think this is going to be too much to overcome, Clark. What do you think?
All the sand in the hourglass is gone, and I agree with you.
Well, their offense has kicked into gear, but seems to have arrived a little bit too late.
And as a coach, that can really be frustrating. I mean, your guys were stumbling along for most of the game, and now, when it's basically over, they finally decide to come alive.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Wright comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Will Barton in for Wesley Matthews. Barton dishes to Robinson. Kicks it to Barton. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And it's Wright missing. And here's Harden for 3. Off target with that shot. So we see Houston taking the W here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Morris Burke,